Alright, we have a few more problems to do on section 3.1, and we ended off with number 44, so now we're doing number 46. On number 46, it is not linear, and the reason why is because of the absolute value. Whoops, got a little crazy with my R there. Okay, let's choose a few numbers to plug in. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Because of it not being linear is why I chose more numbers than usual. -2 minus 1 is -3. The absolute value of -3 is 3. -1 minus 1 is -2. And the absolute value of -2 is 2. Oops. Forgot I was doing there for a second. 0 minus 1 is -1, and the absolute value of -1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, and the absolute value of 0, of course, is 0. Two minus 1 is 1, and the absolute value of 1 is 1. So when I go to graph this, I've got a little crooked there, but it will. -2 was 3. An input of -1 was 2. An input of 0 was 1. Input of 1 was 0. Input of 2 was 1. So you can see it's going back up now. And if I draw some lines to connect the dots here, see, it looks like that. The V shape we got earlier when we did a absolute value equation. The reason why the parts of the V are straight lines is because it is linear inside, but the absolute value causes it, anytime you get a negative on the inside of the parentheses, it's making it positive and making it go the other direction. Okay, number 48. I put some reminders on this one about slope-intercept form and what slope is. I think I can probably take those off. I forgot I had those on there. On number 48, it is y equals x to the third minus 2, definitely not linear. And they gave us some x values they want us to try. I'm not real crazy about these x values because this one here I believe is going to give me a pretty big number. But we'll do what they asked. -3 to the third power is -27. -3 times -3 times -3. And -27 minus 2 is -29. Yeah, getting that on the graph is going to be fun. We're going to do the same thing with -2. -2 to the third power is -2 times -2 times -2, which is -8. Minus 2 would be -10. Now we're doing -1 to the third power is -1 times -1 times -1, which is -1 minus 2 is -3. I have 0 to the third power minus 2. 0 times 0 times 0 is 0. minus 2 is negative 2. Now I'm doing 1 to the third, which is 1. Take away 2, it's negative 1. Two to the third is 8, minus 2 is 6. So now when we graph it, you're going to see this definitely is not linear. I thought that was black. Let's change this. Try this again. Okay, something we might want to try different on this one. On the x's, I do think we need to go by ones. But on the y's, because we're having to go to negative 30, I think we should go by maybe 3's. 3, 6, 9, and I could put a negative 3 on here just so we know we're going by 3's. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That should be low enough. So we'll still be going by 3's going up. Okay, and then negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Negative 3 gave me negative 29. So negative 29 was right before negative 30. Negative 10, when the input was negative 2. 3, 6, 9. Remember, we're going by 3's. Negative 1 was negative 3. You can see it's starting to curve here. 0 was negative 2. Looks like it's almost flattened out. 1 was negative 1. And maybe I should have used a different color. That way we can see it a little better. 2 was 6, so that would be right here. The last part of that graph is the only part I drew that was very good. Anyway, that's what this one will look like. If you have x to the third power, this is normally the shape of graph you get. So that's number 48. Now time for number 50. Okay, number 50. This is not linear because x is not to the first power. So I'm going to need quite a few numbers. Thinking maybe negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. We plug each one in. See how this was minus x squared, so I put minus negative 2 squared. Negative 2 squared is positive 4, but we have a negative out front, so it's negative 4. So I can just write that down. The next one, we're going to try negative 1. Put a negative out front there. Negative 1 squared is positive 1, but with a negative in front would be negative 1. Putting a 0 on it. 0 squared is 0. Doing 1. 1 squared is 1, but with a negative in front would be negative 1. Two squared is 4, but with a negative makes it negative 4. I think if you remember earlier when we did the x squared ones, it made a parabola because it's a quadratic equation. I think you'll notice something a little interesting about this one, and the reason is because it has a negative in front of your x to the second term. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. -2, -4, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, -1, and 2, -4. It's still that parabola shape, that U shape, except this time it is upside down because of the negative in front of the x squared. It's taken each value that I normally would have got from the x squared and it has made it negative, so it's turned the parabola upside down. And that's number 50. Number 52.